Hey guys, my Freesia have started to bloom, so I can finally see if my little Freesia growing experiment has paid off this year. For anyone that doesn't know, my name's Peggy and I'm growing a cut flower garden here on my allotment in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, which is just south of Tokyo in USDA Zone 9B. So I have been growing Freesia in my garden for the last 4 seasons, and I've done it the same way, mostly. The first year I grew them in pots in the garden, actually, in big containers, and they did okay, but I couldn't get very many in a container. My garden here at home is very small. And so the next year I decided just to put them in the ground in the allotment, and I planted them out in the autumn time because our winters are so mild here in Zone 9B, and they came up beautifully and they looked so big and healthy and lush, and they did really well all over the Christmas period into New Year. And then we have a cold snap here in February, and that's when it gets the coldest, and it is really the only time we ever get a hard frost. There were 2 days of snow usually a year, and it just killed them all off. The cold wind and that cold snap in February just killed them, and they all turned brown and they wilted and they disappeared. And this happened for 3 years in a row, and I thought, this is crazy. I'm putting these bulbs in every year, they're getting so big and healthy, and then nothing's happening. So I tried growing them in different places in the garden. I then moved to a new allotment and thought that maybe that would help, but it really hasn't. I had the same problem again and again, where they would come up beautifully and then die back in February. So this year I thought I need to change how I'm doing this. So I brought them back to my garden. Now here in my house I have a tiny little side garden. This is literally about 80 centimeters wide. It's where I am growing some rosemary and some mint, which I also use as foliage. I've got some, I think this is giant scabious. I don't remember seeding it though. But I've got this and it's doing really well this year, and I've had basil a few years as well. I've got some dill in here now as well. But it's never really done very well. I tried growing tomatoes and other things in here, and it just doesn't get very much sun because after about 10 o'clock the sun's on the opposite side of the house, so it's really not a very sunny area. But I thought maybe the Freesia would like that. It is a lot more protected from the wind, so I tried it and I've had pretty interesting results. I'll show you. So here you can see the Freesia are coming, they're starting to bloom, and they're doing really well. Now, another problem I have with Freesia is that they always get floppy and fall down, which is what this one's doing. It's actually quite tall. But I have some here, which is underneath a big maple tree. And then they come across here. This is some dill that I've planted that's starting to come up as well. They come across here, and then I've got more in there where the scabious is that are also starting to bloom. Now, while I am just happy that I'm getting some flowers and I'm actually going to be able to cut some of these because I love the smell of them. I love how they look in arrangement. Again, they're not a focal flower, but they add so much, especially in the form of scent, that I love having them in the house. I did notice something quite interesting, and that is that these ones here, if you stand them up because they're flopsy, are quite tall. Now these are the ones that are under the shade of this maple tree. These ones in the middle that are more exposed are much, much shorter. I mean, that's maybe 20 centimeters at most. But the ones that are hiding in here in the scabious are much, much taller. This is a really big one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 in here, and they're all significantly taller than this. As well as that, they're giving me out much more stems. So this is the main stem here, and I've got these 2 little ones at the side. And again, this is 1, 2, 3. This one's 1, 2, 3. This one's giving me 2. So I seem to be getting much stronger, taller plants. And as you can see, this one is actually standing upright as opposed to the flopsy ones. Now, I'm going to cut these soon because I want the, I usually cut them just as the second bud is starting to open here. And that does mean that these 2 smaller ones probably won't open, but they still look nice in the arrangement, and it's on a much, much longer stem. So that makes me think this is really helping. I don't know if it's the little bit of shade, if it's the wind protection. In this case, I think it's actually the leaves here are helping to hold it up. And that means I'm going to change how I grow them again next year. So as I said, I've tried to grow these on my allotment for 3-4 years now, and it's just not worked very well. And I think that is because I put them in too early. These ones I held off until, I think I was January, beginning of February. Maybe actually, okay, I'm going to start that again. So like I say, I tried to grow Freesia on the garden for the last 3-4 years, But I did them a little differently this time. As well as putting them in this area, I also put them in a lot later. Usually I was putting them in the early autumn, and like I say, they were doing really well until that cold snap. So this time I decided to wait until it was just before the cold snap, because the ground doesn't freeze solid here. That's not my issue. It was the leaves that were getting kind of frostbitten and wind damaged. And so I put them in the ground, I think around the beginning to mid-February, and then the cold snap hit while they were still in the ground, and then after the cold snap they started to come up, and that seems to have really worked. Now, it has meant that I was getting my freesia a lot later than I have previously, but at least I got some flowers that I can actually cut this time, so I don't mind having to wait that little bit longer. I didn't put very many in here because I didn't want to waste money on bulbs that weren't going to come again, so this really was just a trial to see if I could get them to grow here. But now that I've got them growing, I'm kind of in two minds as to whether I'm going to put them in here again next year and just put a lot more, or if I should learn from this and put them in the garden, but instead of putting them in their own dedicated space like I usually do, which is open, I should try and grow them in amongst things. Now, I do kind of stagger my flowers in other areas. For example, the place where I have my tulip come up first, and as they die down, my gladiola come up, and as the gladiola die down, I then put in sunflower. So in that one small plot of land, I have 3 successions of plants, 2 of which are always in the ground because the tulips and the gladiola are bulbs. Previously, I have grown stock over my dahlia tuber. Again, I can leave my dahlia in the ground because it's so mild here. So I just plant my stock over the top of the dahlia, and as the stock come much earlier, they're finished by the time the dahlia start coming up. And that's worked really well for me in the past also. So this time, I think I might try and find something that gets big and tall earlier that can help keep the freesia a little bit protected. It's just trying to decide what the best thing to do that with is, because not that many things come up big in the garden that early on. The Sweet William is big, but it's still really small right now. The snapdragon have all come up. Maybe the snapdragon, if I can overwinter them, might work a little bit. My poppy get too big and bushy, but right now they're still quite small as well. The same with the pansy. They stayed small until the last couple of weeks when they've come up, but that would be the same time as these were blooming. So I think I'm gonna have to do something that I hate doing, and that is sweet pea. I think I might have to grow some sweet pea just so I can hide my freesia in around the bottom, and possibly the frame for the sweet pea would also give a bit more support for the freesia to be growing up. Now, you can look at my past videos as to why I don't like growing sweet pea, but basically I just don't feel like it produces very well for me here. I've tried it so many times and I just can't get abundant long-stemmed flowers off it enough to warrant the effort and the space that it takes up in the garden. But if I'm growing them purely as something to hide my freesia in, that might be the way that I go. So I think I might have to grow sweet pea as a cover. So these definitely aren't the massively long-sleeved freesia that I was hoping to get. I mean, this one's quite long. You've got the leaves of the maple tree in front of you. Yeah, this one's quite long. These ones, however, are much shorter. So I was hoping on them being a bit bigger, but I'm just happy that I got any flowers at all this year. And it gives me another way to keep doing this experiment next year to see if that little bit of support will help them get even taller. But for now, I'm going to go and put these in my house, because even just these 4 little ones that smell so good. Oh, they're so yummy. And these white ones are the fancy double type as well. See that? They're really pretty. They almost look like a daffodil, actually. Pretty! I also like that having them in the different stages means that they're all blooming at slightly different times as well. These ones that are in the shade are much more closed than the ones in the middle, although the ones in the middle are much shorter. So at least it's giving me some kind of staggering effect going on. Now, once these are done, you can see I've already planted in some dill here. I think I got my dahlia in here as well. I tried growing the dahlia last year. They didn't come up super well, again, because it's not got the sun here. But I did get some flowers off them, so it was just spare dahlia tubers that I had. that I didn't have anywhere to put in the garden, so I put them in here instead. So again, I should be able to get my freesia, then some dill, and then some dahlia in this tiny little spot. So having a teeny tiny garden doesn't mean that you can't grow lots of flowers that should last you all season. But if you are growing freesia and you've had more experience, or if you have any tips for me, please let me know down in the comments. All help is appreciated. And I hope yours smell as good as mine. My next video is going to be a look back at everything I've made so far this spring, with all of the spring flowers from the allotment, as I am definitely moving into the summer crops now. Most of my summer flowers are done. So remember to hit the subscribe button and follow along if you want to see that. You can also check out everything that I've made in previous years as well over on my Instagram, which is From the Witch's Garden. There is a link to that below. And I will see you guys next week. Bye!